Yeah. The story is called The Mole by my sister Beth Estrada. In ancient times, the animals all looked to the heavens for light. The deer ran by the light of the moon. The fox played in the sun. And the beaver named every star reflected in his pool. The light came from heaven. Heaven was good, and it was good to love the light. But the mole did not think so. He was a solitary creature who lived in the earth and dug with his two flat. His paws were hard and pointed like shovels, so it seemed he was made to dig the earth. And that is just what he did. He burrowed deep and deeper, smelling the dirt and the grass and all the delicious, mysterious smells he came upon. And when he came out again at the end of his work, the sun made him blink and squint. He had two black little eyes, perfect for seeing in his own dark tunnels, but on the surface he was nearly blind. The others looked at him sideways. "It's not right," they said to one another. "The earth is fine, but the heavens are better. He ought to love the light as we do." So they organized an intervention. The badger gathered everyone around one evening, and when the mole came, they all looked at him and made him very uncomfortable. The sun was setting, and it made the mole blink. The badger pointed at him. "That's what we've all come to talk about," he said. "If you come out of your tunnels more often, you'd be used to the light by now. Come and join us." "Come run by the light of the moon," said the deer. "Come play in the sun," said the fox. "Come and watch the stars in my pool," said the beaver. "Heaven is up," they all said, "not down. You can't find light in the earth. Everyone knows that." The mole was surprised, and then a little worried. Try as he might, he could never love the heavens very much. His first love was the cool, dark earth. The earth was good to him. As he burrowed, she seemed to wrap himself round him like a blanket. Every moment, she surprised him with new smells, new roots, new rocks, new friendly worms. Some of the rocks were laced with a shimmer that was not too bright for his small dark eyes, and he thought the rocks were very beautiful. The deeper he went, the more exciting the earth was. She was life, and play, and work. The mole tried to explain this to the others, but he was not very good with words. The others said, "You can't see by rocks and dirt." "I know," said the mole, "but I can smell." The others said, "Smelling isn't everything." The mole thought, "Neither is seeing," but he didn't say it out loud. It seemed that to the others, seeing was everything. Light was everything. The mole began to worry he was wrong. The badger seemed to read his thought. He went to the mole and explained very carefully. "Light is sight. Dirt is just dirt. How can dirt be better than light?" The badger put his hands on his hips. "You love all the wrong things, mole." "Maybe I do," said the mole sadly. "Of course you do," said the badger. "Heaven is up, not down. Why don't you stay a few days above ground, and we'll teach you to love the light?" The mole did not really want to. There were new tunnels to be made, new routes to explore, new depths to plumb in the earth. He could always, he thought, go deeper into the earth, but one could only go so far with the sky. But a part of him agreed with the badger. It all made sense in a way. And if he was indeed in the wrong, he thought, he had better change direction today. He looked at his paws, clearly made for the earth, and his little eyes, clearly made for the dark, and he said to the other animals, "All right then, I'll stay above ground for a while." That evening, the mole went to visit the beaver. The beaver had built his dam beside the pool, where he watched the stars at night. The pool was still and acted as a mirror, so that you could see the whole sky and the water. The beaver showed his pool to the mole. Dozens and dozens of stars were reflected in the pool. The mole found it rather overwhelming. "This constellation is called Cassiopeia," the beaver explained to the mole. "The most beautiful thing in the heavens, understand? You see, These 5 stars, are you listening? The mole was rubbing his eyes with his flat shovel paws, but when the beaver spoke, he emerged. I'm sorry, he said. All these lights are making me dizzy. The beaver gasped. All of these little lights, he repeated. Is that what you call them? These are the stars of the heavens. Now, tell me, which one do you think is the most beautiful? The mole looked into the pool. They all look the same, he observed. This made the beaver very cross, but he could see that the mole was tired, else he would not be speaking such nonsense, and he said that they would try again another night. Thank you, said the mole, and he shuffled back to his hole. In the morning, he was woken by an excitable yapping. When he opened his door, rubbing his eyes in the bright sunlight, there was the fox, leaping about and wagging his bushy tail. Good morning, said the fox. They tell me you're above ground for a few days. Will you play in the sun with me? The mole was very tired from staying out late with the beaver, but he did not want to disappoint the fox, so he said he would come just as soon as he had breakfast. The fox yapped. No time for breakfast. The sun is out. There's plenty of time to lose. We don't want to waste it. Hurry. So the mole shuffled out, and he did his best to look excited. The sun was very, very bright. First, they went to the rocks. The fox liked to roll there and enjoy the heat, but the mole, who was used to the cool earth, found the rocks too hot, and they burned his paws. The fox showed him then how to catch patches of sunlight reflected in the river. But as the fox batted at the water with his paw, the light seemed to skip and scatter all over the place. It was all very confusing. After an hour, the mole stopped watching the fox and held his head in his hands and groaned. The fox stopped what he was doing. What's the matter? He said. The mole said regretfully, It's a little bright, and my head aches. Could we try again tomorrow? The fox looked disappointed, but he said that they could. As the mole shuffled home, he heard the fox batting at the water again with his paw. The mole could not understand it. That night, it was the deer's turn. The mole did not have much hope of loving the moon, after trying the sun and the stars, but he had promised to try. Come run with me in the moonlight, said the deer. He was 12 times taller than the mole, and had very long, graceful legs. The mole yawned. All right then, he said, let's go. The deer sprang, and he was gone in an instant. The mole knew in that same instant that he would not be able to keep up with the deer, even if he gave his best effort, and he was rather relieved to be alone. With the deer gone, at first the mole thought he might just go back to bed, but there was a cool breeze about, and the mole decided to waddle the woods for a while. On the ground, the lovely ground filled with good smells and beautiful earth, the moon made bright pools of light. The mole wanted to go down, not forward. He fell to wandering and mushing about the other musing about the other animals. As he shuffled on, lost in his own early thoughts, the mole noticed a strange sight. To his left, where the trees parted, there was a cliff with a rock jutting out over the edge. On this rock there sat a very large animal, throwing his head back with its nose to the great white moon. The mole had heard of the wolf. Most animals had, and most of the animals feared him. The wolf was a solitary creature. He came out at night, somber, morose, and melancholy. Whatever the mole knew about the wolf, he was not prepared for the howl that came as the wolf cried out to the moon. It was not a respectful cry. The beaver would not have approved, and the fox would have yapped with joy, not sorrow. The mole did not know what the deer would have done, because the deer had more legs than conversation. Curiosity edged him forward. In a moment, he was right beside the wolf, looking at the great, shaggy, sad-looking creature. Hello, said the mole. The wolf jumped in surprise. For a moment, he looked around eagerly, but when he saw the mole sitting there beside him, his ears fell in disappointment. I thought you were her, he said. What? Said the mole. I thought you were her for a moment. the wolf said, and nodded up towards the moon. Every night I call, but she has never answered. This was very strange. The mole said, What do you ask her? Lots of things, the wolf said sadly. I ask her name. I ask where she comes from and how she got in the sky. I ask if she knows I am here, if she can hear me, and why she is so far away. The mole thought about the beaver who had scolded him for disrespecting the heavens. He asked the wolf, Why do you call every night if the moon can't hear you? The wolf bent down to whisper, as if he were afraid that someone would overhear. I think she does, he said. Every night she calls. Every night she says, Call me, call me. So I call, but she never answers. The wolf bowed his head in sadness. Oh dear, the mole said kindly. He thought of the fox, who was joyful in his love for the sun. Then he asked, Do the others know about you? The wolf answered bitterly. The others think the heavens are just light. They see the light on the ground, and they think they have it, but they don't have what it comes from. They miss nothing because they don't know there's much more to miss. They've never been angry with the moon, much to their misfortune. The wolf ended with a soft growl. The mole was a little frightened at that, but the wolf only bowed his head again and sighed. Why should anyone be angry with the moon? The mole asked. Because she do not come down, said the wolf. Mind you, I know that if she came down, so much light up close would kill me. But does she think I care? Does she not know I wouldn't mind dying, so long as I know she loves me? The mole looked up at the moon. She was very bright indeed. He blinked and quickly looked away. You should not be out in the moonlight, said the wolf, and the mole realized he had been watching. Your place is under the earth. Your eyes weren't made for the light. Why are you out so late with this moon? The mole told him about the others who had scolded him for loving all the wrong things, about how he had promised to give the light a chance and try to love the heavens properly. The wolf sat with his great gray head hung low, not in sadness, but so that he could listen to the mole. When the mole had finished his tale, the wolf said, Do you know what the stars are made of? The mole said, No, he didn't. The wolf said, They are made of the same stuff you dig in. They are made of dust. Do you know that? The mole stared. The wolf went on, And the sun is a great star, so he is dust. I don't know about the moon, he said sadly. She is a mystery to me. But she gets her light from the sun, so they are all in the same family. The wolf hung his head as if the sun had succeeded where he had not. The mole said, I do love the earth very much. You're fitted to love the earth, said the wolf. Look at you. And they are fitted to love the sun. But we all go to the same Creator who fitted us to our loves. The mole did not understand this at all, but he felt a little better. How are you fitted? He asked. I am fitted to call and to listen, said the wolf. If I got a proper answer, I might stop calling. Maybe that is why she never answers. The wolf seemed to make himself a little more cheerful, but the mole was not listening. He had made up his mind, said thank you and good night to the wolf, and, leaving the wolf on his rock, he went home and back to sleep. The next morning, when the fox invited him to come out and play, the mole said, No, thank you. When the beaver invited him to come by his pool that night, the mole said, No, thank you. And when the deer said, Come for a run in the moonlight, the mole replied with courtesy, No, thank you. The others stood and watched him waddle back to his hole, and he did not come out again. The mole found the entrance to his favorite tunnel, and with great pleasure he began to dig. On and on he dug that day, enjoying the smells of the roots and the dirt and the soft, cool earth between his paws. He exchanged friendly hellos with the worms and other burrowing creatures he met. He thought of the wolf, and he hoped the wolf was content. On he dug, miles and miles below the surface, further than ever before, far away from the light, but deep into the stuff of the stars, for that, as the wolf said, was what the dirt was. Then his tunnel opened up onto a cave, and he blinked in a soft glow of yellow, It was not blinding like the fox's patches of sun, nor dizzying like the stars in the beaver's pool. This light was soft on the eye. It tickled through the earth and rock and glittering streams, and was, the mole thought, very beautiful. The mole's tunnel, deep beneath the surface, opened onto a cave, and the cave was filled with gold. The end.